Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. LeBron James, Anthony Davis highlight injury report for Rockets clash. Following the Los Angeles Lakers' 119-102 win against the Atlanta Hawks on Friday, they moved up into the top 5 in the Western Conference standings with a record of 20-14. The Lakers have a big test coming up on the road against the Houston Rockets on Sunday. Ahead of their matchup against the Rockets, the Lakers released their injury report, which included LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Both LeBron James and Anthony Davis were listed as probable on the Lakers' injury report. James is continuing to deal with a foot injury that sidelined him for 2 games last month, while Davis continues to monitor an ankle injury that caused him to exit the Christmas Day win against the Golden State Warriors early. Both players will likely be included on the Lakers' injury reports to come as a precaution while they continue to play. It is just something to monitor as the season progresses. The other inclusion on the list that would catch fans' attention is Gabe Vincent. The Lakers' backup point guard suffered an oblique injury against the Sacramento Kings on December 28. He left the game early and did not return. He has missed the team's 3 games since. Vincent was listed as doubtful against the Rockets, which is a good indication that he will not play. In his absence, the newly acquired Shake Milton has played backup point guard duties. Milton has been able to fit in, especially on the defensive end. Amid James' inclusion on the Lakers' injury report, he is coming off a 30-point performance against the Hawks, which pushed him past Michael Jordan for most career 30-point games. The former number 1 overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft recently celebrated his 40th birthday and is in the midst of his 22nd season in the league. Following the Lakers' win against the Hawks, head coach J.J. Redick spoke about the career longevity James has had. "I was unaware of the record until we huddled as a staff, but I congratulated him," Redick said. "It's just another thing that he's done in his career and certainly speaks to his greatness and longevity. That stretch where he had 2 fadeaways and a 3 kind of gave us the cushion we needed and control of the game." On the season, James has appeared in 31 games at a little over 34 minutes per game. He's been averaging 24.1 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 8.9 assists with splits of 50.7% shooting from the field, 38.2% shooting from the three-point line, and 77% shooting from the free throw line. Michael Jordan's ex-teammate seemingly laughs at LeBron James being called the GOAT. With Los Angeles Lakers star forward LeBron James recently passing Chicago Bulls legend Michael Jordan in career 30-point games in the NBA, the GOAT, greatest of all time, debate between James and Jordan remains a frequent topic of conversation. James' individual and collective accolades coupled with his almost otherworldly longevity all make for a compelling case for the 40-year-old as the greatest basketball player of all time. However, former Bulls guard Ron Harper appeared to laugh at a post on X that declared James as the GOAT. Harper also reminded one user who labeled James as a better scorer than Jordan about which of the 2 players won more. Jordan won 6 championships during his time with the Bulls and went 6-0 in the NBA Finals, while James is still seeking his 5th ring and has come up short in the championship series on numerous occasions. Curiously, Harper did imply in another post that the GOAT debate is highly subjective and that there's enough room for everyone. After James scored 30 points against the Atlanta Hawks earlier this week to pass Jordan in career 30-point games, Harper didn't seem too impressed by the achievement. Maybe Harper is biased against James because he was fortunate enough to play with Jordan on the Bulls during his NBA career. He spent 5 seasons with Chicago and was a member of the Bulls when the team won 3 consecutive NBA titles from 1996 through 1998. By the time James was drafted with the number 1 overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft, Harper was already retired from the league. Harper's final season in the NBA came with the Lakers in the 2000-2001 campaign. He capped off his pro tenure by winning 2 rings with Los Angeles, making him a 5-time NBA champion. The clock is ticking on James' time to win a 5th ring in the NBA before his career comes to a close, but he has the Lakers in a solid position in the Western Conference almost midway through the 2024-25 regular season. Los Angeles has a record of 20-14 at the moment and sits as the number 5 seed in the conference. James and the Lakers can increase their current winning streak to 3 games with a win over the Houston Rockets on Sunday in what will be a road game for Los Angeles. Lakers news: JJ Redick not concerned about hard times because I'm already dead. It has been a fascinating roller coaster for head coach JJ Redick in his first season at the helm of an NBA franchise with the Los Angeles Lakers. LA is 20-14, a better record than they had through 34 games last season, but it has been filled with significant highs and lows. The Lakers have had a 6-game win streak and they are currently 7-2 in their last 9 games with a trade that certainly improves the roster. Redick has also gone through a 1-4 stretch and a 2-7 stretch, giving LA greater floors and ceilings than most NBA teams so far this season. But Redick has maintained a level head through all of it and has helped the Lakers push through those hard times in favor of the higher ceilings. The Lakers head coach explained his mentality behind that, pulling on a popular movie for his inspiration. There's a scene in Band of Brothers where they're in the trenches and one of the soldiers who is really scared asks the other guy, he says, "How are you able to go out and fight and you don't seem scared?" And he says, "It's because I'm already dead. So when I took this job, I already died. I'm well aware of this profession, but it's not even on my radar. I'm already dead." Redick's mentality is certainly one that has been adopted by many head coaches over the years who are more than aware of the pitfalls of the job. But when it comes to this Lakers team, Redick knew he was not signing up for something perfect and has leaned into that. "I'll reiterate something that I believe I said in this very room prior to the Philadelphia game coming off that road trip when we lost 4 of 5 and we were 4-4. I signed up for the hard stuff. I didn't sign up for the easy stuff. I enjoy problem solving. I enjoy the hell out of coaching. So it's not one thing that led to another. It's all part of the process and journey of trying to become a good basketball team and hopefully a great basketball team." The Lakers being on an upswing currently makes this mentality a little easier to swallow, but Redick has been steady regardless of what is happening on the court so far this season. And while it's almost certain that the Lakers will have another negative stretch at some point, it's comforting to know that the person in charge is calm through the storm. Lakers coach JJ Redick downplays comments from NBA Hall of Famer. Los Angeles Lakers coach JJ Redick recently addressed comments made by TNT analyst Charles Barkley but chose not to pay much attention to it. On Saturday, Redick responded. "I didn't make it through all the way the clip," Redick said. "I've got to be honest with you. My resting heart rate is probably 64. I watched clip, it was 64. I literally don't care. I have other thoughts but don't care." Barkley called Redick a dead man walking because of his job with the Lakers this season. Barkley also said coaches like Redick are part of the reason for NBA television ratings dropping. Redick said something about "we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got." "Yeah, us," Barkley said. "Like we're out there jacking up 100 threes a night." Former NBA player Vernon Maxwell took a second shot against the Miami Heat within a week. On Friday, Maxwell gave his take on the Heat's handling of the Jimmy Butler contract extension. Maxwell said the Heat are in the wrong. He even brought up LeBron James leaving Miami to return to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Here's what Maxwell posted on X: "I completely understand now why LeBron would leave Miami to go back to Cleveland, of all places, and now Jimmy Butler wants out. There is a special kind of stupid in the water out there. I completely understand now why LeBron would leave Miami to go back to Cleveland, of all places, and now Jimmy Butler wants out. There is a special kind of stupid in the water out there." A day after requesting a trade, Butler was suspended for 7 games by the organization. The Heat said it was due to conduct detrimental to the team. It was Maxwell's second time chiming in on the Heat. Earlier, he praised Houston Rockets guard Amen Thompson for throwing Miami guard Tyler Herro to the ground during a late-game scuffle. Maxwell, who was nicknamed Mad Max during his playing days, loved it. Here's what he posted on X: "I love me some Amen Thompson. Put his fine on my tab Rockets. And I'll take care of anyone else's fine that stands up for their Rockets teammates." The reaction from Maxwell was expected. He was known for his fiery temper when he played with teams that included the Rockets and San Antonio Spurs from 1988 to 2001. He once confronted a fan in the stands for heckling. He suspended 10 games and fined $20,000 for the incident. The NBA has yet to hand out punishment for the Herro-Thompson dust-up that also caused Rockets coach Ime Udoka and Jaylen Brown to get suspended. "I love it," Maxwell wrote in another post. "Amen, teach me some jiu-jitsu, young fella." Taurean Prince's slump is showing the Bucks exactly what Lakers fans have known. Throughout his NBA career thus far, Milwaukee Bucks forward Taurean Prince has always been a player who thrives on rhythm. However, it's becoming increasingly clear these days that when that rhythm is off, his game can look disjointed and underwhelming. Take Milwaukee's matchup against the Brooklyn Nets to start the new year. The Bucks saw a version of Prince that Lakers fans from last season might recognize all too well, a streaky shooter struggling to make an impact outside of his primary role. He did score 8 points after going 2 of 5 from three-point land, but his defense and rebounding left much to be desired against a team that has had the Milwaukee Bucks number this season. Over his last 5 games, Prince has shot just 26.1% from 3, a sharp decline from his otherwise impressive 45.4% clip for the season. This slump highlights his reliance on specific circumstances to succeed. When Giannis Antetokounmpo is on the floor, Prince finds open looks as a spot-up shooter, capitalizing on the defensive attention Giannis draws. But without Giannis, his effectiveness wanes, and his weaknesses, particularly on defense and rebounding, become glaring. The stats back this up very well. According to PBP stats, Prince is shooting 51% from 3 when Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing, versus just 31% without him. It's getting clearer by the day that he tends to perform better when his shots are generated for him, which is not the worst thing in the world. As a spot-up shooter, Prince is second to none in the association. But anything more than that leads to very mixed results for the Milwaukee Bucks forward. Against a young and energetic team with length at every position like Brooklyn, Prince's propensity to coast on the defensive side of the ball was completely exposed. He struggled to stay in front of quicker and smaller opponents and failed to contribute meaningfully on the boards. Lakers fans saw the same inconsistency during his stint in Los Angeles, where he oscillated between games of torrid shooting and ones where he seemed invisible. To be fair, most of this Bucks team turned in sluggish performances against the Nets, which has become a common trend as of late when matched up against ostensibly lesser opposition. But Prince's value lies in his ability to stretch the floor and knock down shots in a limited role, and this was always understood from the moment he was picked up. When he's asked to do more, whether as a defensive stopper on the perimeter, rebounder, or just an energy guy on both ends, his impact almost completely diminishes. For the Milwaukee Bucks, this only highlights the importance of maintaining the right conditions for him to thrive while also managing expectations for what he can provide consistently. The Bucks are learning what many teams before them have. Prince is best as a role player in specific situations. If Milwaukee can keep him in a complementary role alongside their stars, they'll get the most out of his shooting and minimize his slumps. But relying on him for more could lead to performances that mirror his recent struggles. Taurean Prince's inconsistency is starting to frustrate Milwaukee Bucks fans, but for Lakers fans, this is all too familiar. One night, he's knocking down every open shot and spacing the floor perfectly. The next, He's missing everything, getting blown by defensively, and coasting in ways that hurt the team. For all his highs and lows, Taurean Prince can still be an asset in the right role. But his recent slump is a reminder that he's not the kind of player you can rely on for consistency, especially in high-stakes moments. The Milwaukee Bucks are learning this firsthand, just as the Lakers did before them. Lakers trade proposal lands elite young rim protector. With the February 6 trade deadline approaching, the Los Angeles Lakers are expected to be one of the busier teams. Rob Pelinka has already acquired Dorian Finney-Smith in a 4-player trade with the Brooklyn Nets. Nevertheless, the trade could be a precursor to what's to come. The Lakers need to add more depth at the center. Christian Wood and Jackson Hayes have failed to establish themselves as legitimate difference makers within the Lakers' rotation. According to Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report, a move for Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz could make sense. Pincus even provided a framework for a potential deal between the two franchises. The trade looks like this: Los Angeles Lakers receive, Walker Kessler, Utah Jazz receive, Christian Wood, the removal of top 4 protection on the Lakers' 2027 first-rounder and a 2029 first-round draft pick. Kessler would give coach J.J. Redick the flexibility to play another rim-protecting big alongside Anthony Davis, depending on matchups, Pincus explained. That's not currently an option, and the lack of size seemed to show up most over the last 2 postseasons against the Denver Nuggets. Kessler, 23, is still young and inexpensive next year at $4.9 million. With this and the recent trade with the Nets, the Lakers would have tremendous size and depth at the big positions. Kessler, 23, is averaging a double-double this season, providing the Jazz with 10.4 points and 11.1 rebounds over 27 games. Walker is a high-upside young talent. He has proven capable of being an elite rim protector in the NBA. However, if the Lakers prefer to add more experience in the middle of the floor, they could look elsewhere. According to Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto, Jonas Valanciunas is another big man the Lakers are expected to pursue. Having acquired the wing defender they sought in Finney-Smith, the next item for the Lakers on their list is a backup center, Scotto reported. The Lakers will continue to try and acquire Wizard center Jonas Valanciunas or another backup center on the trade market with their remaining future second-round draft capital, and Gabe Vincent is expected to be dangled in talks as well, league sources told Hoops Hype. Similarly to Walker, Valanciunas is a physically imposing big man who excels on the glass and can protect the rim. However, he is also a better floor spacer due to his ability to knock down three-point shots. Given his ability to play on the perimeter, the Lakers may see him as an ideal fit next to Anthony Davis. If rebounding and perimeter scoring is what the Lakers are looking for, Nikola Vucevic could also emerge as a potential target. The veteran big man is reportedly available as the Chicago Bulls wait to kickstart their rebuilding efforts. Vucevic has been linked with multiple teams around the NBA. However, the Lakers have trade assets and a need for position. As such, Vucevic could emerge as a potential under-the-radar target for Pelinka and the front office. Pelinka has 3 genuine options for upgrading its center position. Any of the potential additions could help unlock Davis, who prefers to play a power forward role. Furthermore, with LeBron James at the 3, J.J. Redick would have significant size within his rotation. Perhaps then, the Lakers could find some consistency and emerge as a potential playoff threat. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Walker Kessler? Leave your opinion in the comments.